Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the graph and ask the question, would I buy or should you buy the graph? Not financial advice in the bear market. This is installment 52 of 1001. As always, you can see a link to the entire playlist of the Would I Buy series in the description of this video. And if you like this content, smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section. But let's go ahead and dive right on into this. Would I buy the graph in the bear market? And to be straight up with you, just looking at it, there's a few things that I like about the graph. And that is one, that the graph is actually being used as needed. So big plus there. There's nothing about hype. The graph is a boring name for a cryptocurrency. There's nothing about this that you're going to say like, this is the AI thing, the next metaverse thing. It's not the thing that's going to get retail all hyped up. And yet, the GraphQL, the query website, has had 1 billion queries since it launched. And so, yes, the graph has a use case, a practical use case that developers are using, that institutions are using. I am excited about the graph in that regard. And there are a few other things that I want to point out when it comes to why I would buy the graph. And remember, for the purpose of this series in particular, there are a few things that I'm looking for. Do I have a level of confidence that this cryptocurrency will put in a higher high next cycle? Now, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about the graph. I could see it happening. I would say more likely than not that I would expect the graph to put in a higher high next cycle. But then the next thing that I would say is how far down from its peak is this particular cryptocurrency. And if we can go to the data website here, we can see that as of the day that I'm making this video on January 11th, 2023, the graph is 97.56% down. And so I want to do more research on this cryptocurrency and gain more confidence that it will put in a higher high. And if so, then yes, I am very much in for 40 to 50x returns on the graph. There's other things that I want to point out here too. So the graph was really frustrating for me. I owned a little bit of it on Coinbase last time around. It peaked in February of 2021 and never came back, not even close. And, if you bought it anytime after that, you are down most likely pretty much big time. I mean, it's lower than it was before. This launched right at the time that the bull market started heating up last cycle, but it is right now lower than its launch price. It's gotten down as low as 5 cents from a peak of, what was that peak? $2.86. And so it's up 34.47% from that low. This thing has pretty much flatlined. I would expect it to continue to flatline until at least after the next Bitcoin halving, which as of right now is going to be in March of 2024. So 14 months from the making of this video. But there's other things to take into consideration. A big thing is looking at the tokenomics of the graph. And for the graph, it's not that bad. I kind of use Dogecoin. I know that's not the best thing in the world, but I use Dogecoin as my standard. Dogecoin is 4% inflationary annually. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies that I've reviewed that are 15%, 20% inflationary. There's others that are much more inflationary. Zcash is 10% inflationary. And if you were to go to Zcash and look at its price chart versus market cap chart, you'd understand why that's a big deal. And so for the graph, we're seeing 3% inflation. And okay, we can live with 3%. So indexing rewards, the 3% annual issuance is distributed indexers based on yada, 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 3%. That's what I've seen on this website. Where was that in particular? Initial supply of 10 billion with a target of 3% new issuance annually to award indexers for allocating stake on subgraphs. This means that the total supply of GRT tokens will increase by 3% each year as new tokens are issued to indexers for their contribution to the network. I believe this is into perpetuity. The only thing that has me questioning that is going to Misario here and looking at the supply, not the supply, the metrics. Where is that? The year plus 10, there's a specific thing that I'm looking for here. Maybe it's the market data. But anyway, here's what I saw was I saw today's market cap being what it is as of this day, $613 million, and then the year plus 10 market cap and then the year plus 50 market cap both being equal. So what does that mean? That means that according to Masario, according to this website, that the graph should have a maximum, all of its supply released within 10 years. I don't think that's true. That would have me more bullish on the price, at least in the long term. But for now, I'm going to trust the Graph website on their tokenomics. And what I'm seeing here is 3% annual inflation into perpetuity. So that's, it's not the best tokenomics in the world, but it's by no means anywhere near the worst tokenomics in the world. This is something that I would have a lot of confidence buying based off of that, based off of 3% annual inflation ahead of the next euphoria phase, whenever that may be. I mean, if this were to get to just $1, so not even 40% of its previous cycle top, we're looking at pretty impressive returns. But again, I do have some level of confidence that we'll see a higher high next cycle, especially if it were to break through something like a 618 fib, which would be around $1.80, or maybe a little bit less than that, actually, $1.70, $1.60. If it were to break through that, I would expect it to go beyond to new all-time highs, maybe put in a cup and handle before putting in an all-time high. So yes, I like the graph. It's boring. I like boring. It has all sorts of, it's an indexer. There's data that you can query, at least with Ethereum and some other platforms as of right now. And it is growing in terms of use case. So I wouldn't see a reason why this wouldn't make some kind of a decent comeback next time around. I would have no problem buying the graph, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section of this video. Will you be buying the graph throughout the bear market, or are you looking for something more exciting and more sexy? I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but otherwise I will see you in another video. Have a great one. Peace.